So I'm going to be talking about 3 things in this video. Number 1, I'll be talking about the ways I've been centering men in my life. Number 2, my celibacy journey and what has made me realize that hetero celibacy is the right choice for me right now. And number 3, my goals in this arena moving forward and how I will be aligning myself with those goals. For those who have no idea who the I am, my name is Sage. I am currently a 500-hour certified yoga teacher specializing in hip mobility, sacral chakra wellness, holistic stress relief, and plant medicine. About a year ago now, I retired from the adult entertainment industry, and I mention that because not only does that inform my current career as far as my specialty in sacral chakra wellness, but that also is going to be relevant in today's video. So,
an adult entertainer thinking that her naked entertaining skills are transferable to the next position is absolutely hilarious.
So let's get into it.
Sure.
So I feel like I've been centering men in my life by curating too much of my life and too much of my existence and too much of my appearance to cater to the male gaze. The male gaze is basically...
The male gaze, the stereotypical perspective of a heterosexual man. This perspective is characterized by a tendency to objectify and or sexualize women. Yes, you were an adult entertainer. You were literally catering to what men like to see. And you've ruined yourself and your future dating options in doing it, whether or not you were utilizing a pole or you were getting hundreds of eggplants inserted inside of you on film. You've clearly made bank up on this, and all of a sudden now the male gaze is a problem now that you can't make money off of it. Let's go.
Now, in my previous career in the adult entertainment industry, I was getting paid to do that. I was getting paid good money
See?
to curate my appearance and everything for the male gaze.
Okay.
However, I realized even after I retired, there were still small things that I was doing that was just a little bit too much catered to the male gaze. So when it came to my wardrobe, I would say that my gender presentation can be fluid. You know, I'm not always feeling super feminine. I'm not always feeling super masculine. Like that TikTok said,
I'm not femme, and I ain't masculine. But I'm just like, I'm like, hey, what's up?
that's just my stilo. It was and sometimes still is a stressor for me when I'm around masculine men, especially masculine men that I have an attraction to, whether the pressure is legitimate, whether the pressure actually exists, or whether I'm projecting. I feel like I need to present as feminine as I possibly can in order to appease the male gaze. But that is not healthy because, right, I should be able to exist how I want to exist and present how I want to present without giving a fuck about any of that shit.
No,
and then
you present how you want to present based off of the results that you want in your life. Just like you presented how you wanted to present to get the most amount of dollars as you was an adult entertainer. Women that like strong masculine men, it would behoove you to present yourself as a feminine woman. But apparently that's not your normal. Let's keep listening.
This is definitely a big thing for me, curating my beauty regimen. When I retired from the adult entertainment industry, that forced me to think about what part of this beauty regimen do I actually want to keep and what part of the beauty regimen was I doing for the male gaze. And one thing that was and kind of still is a struggle for me to unpack is I don't want to rip my pubes out anymore, bro. I do not want to rip the hair out of my fucking vulva. Like, our pubes have a true purpose, bro. When we rip that shit out, shave that shit, try to take that shit off, and we get razor bumps and irritation and shit, I wonder why that is. Maybe because you're not supposed to be taking that shit off all the time so fucking aggressively. Has that ever occurred to anyone?
Well,
to be quite honest, I think it has. But
first off, just don't take it off aggressively. Second off, it's interesting when you hear certain women's definitions, right? Like their reasons for decentering from men or going their own way. And then they'll say things like, well, the male gaze. And then you ask them specific or unique instances of male gaze that has impacted their life. And then they say dumb shit like this. Pubic hairs? That's not just a male gaze thing. That's a female gaze thing. Don't believe me? Do you think that the majority of lesbian relationships have women that don't prune or garden their hedges?
beauty standards in the male gaze are just so, like, you know, omnipresent. So there's the male gaze vibes, right? And then the other way that I noticed that I was centering men too much was the ways in which I was allowing men to come into my life. There were a lot of men that were constantly making advances towards me. And, you know, I have standards. I'm not trying to fuck every nigga out here in the world. However, that doesn't matter because niggas will then position themselves to be like, oh, well, let's just be friends and let's just get to know each other. Let's just be cool. Blah, blah, blah. Whole fuck time though. Niggas was really trying to smash and just waiting for the opportunity.
Well,
so I say all that to say, my attitude of letting them in my life in the first place was a symptom of me centering men too much in my life. Because something was just not connecting in my brain to be like, oh, like, I just don't have to talk to them. Like, I don't need anything from these niggas. Like, I don't need to interact with these niggas. Like, just hang up the phone. Like, that just wasn't, that occurred to me too late. I just wasn't able to make that connection. But now the connection has been made on you bitch ass niggas. So the phone is getting hung up on a lot of you niggas. So right, having poor boundaries with men and giving them too many chances was just another way that I was centering men too much in my life. So now, let's talk about hetero celibacy and why I have decided that that is the right choice for me at this point in my life.
Before she gets into that, men will treat women how women treat themselves. Men will tighten up if they come across a respectful woman, a woman that demonstrates that she has an image to be respected. You, ma'am, threw that away when you prioritized the bag in the adult entertainment industry. Of course, these men are going to put you in the for the street, hey, let me just get close enough so I can get up inside bucket because of the way that you have conducted yourself, your previous behavior. Life is about choices, and the accumulation of those choices will impact you. This is not men's fault. This is not a patriarchy where male gaze is prioritized. This is your fault. You chose this. Let's go.
So what the f is hetero celibacy? I probably made this up, but hear me out, right? So I'm a little gay, I'm queer, and I'm abstaining from sex with men. So I like to call that hetero celibacy. So quite honestly, I have been thinking about hetero celibacy for a long time because although I am queer, I have way more experiences with men than I do with people who are not men. When I think about my sexuality, I feel like I am very equally attracted to the genders. And I would really love to balance the scales out because right, like experiences with men is up here, experiences with not men is like down here, you know what I'm saying? And we need to like, you know.
I'm not really familiar with all the terminologies within the LGBT community, but it terrifies me that the descriptors there are men and then non-men. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up now. What is other, right? Because where I'm from, baby, there's only men and women. I don't understand the rest of this bullshit and the genders and the she's, thers. All of this other shit is so wild to me. This is one of them pansexuals. Whatever you are, they will consider you. Boundaries, ma'am, boundaries.
So that is definitely one of the reasons why I'm making the decision to abstain from sex with men.
She's the cousin of B.
Focus more of my energy on curating and cultivating romantic and experiences with people who are not men. But as it relates to the men that I have been romantically or sexually involved with lately,
you don't need to know my business like that. Just know that these young men have me slightly effed up in different ways, respectively, but okay. Ma'am, stop blaming men for your choices. Here's the thing. I don't think that going hetero celibate in her case is a solution. I think that it's a band-aid on a broken bone. What she's soon going to realize is that the inner turmoil that she's feeling, it's not just specific to men messing with her, but it's because of her lack of life strategy, being an adult entertainer, waffling between different careers, gender fluid, willing to accept anything that has human DNA. And I just took a look at her Instagram, and I'm not going to bring it up because I don't want you guys going over there, but she's still presenting herself like an adult entertainer that now does yoga. So of course you wake up in the morning and you get hit in the face with eggplants in your DMs, ma'am. Of course.
So analyzing all of that, I realized that has left me feeling frustrated and I need to go back to the drawing board because I'm learning some things about what I don't want as it relates to sexual partners or romantic partners and stuff like that. So I wanted to take a break from having sex with men so that I could take some time to reflect on what does and what does not work for me as it relates to my sexual and romantic endeavors and my sexual and romantic partners. I also wanted to take some time to reflect on what role my ego plays in my sexual and romantic pursuits. Another reason why I chose hetero celibacy is because I feel like at this point in my life, I owe it to myself to really be 10 toes down in accomplishing my goals. So I feel like taking a break from having sex with men will give me the opportunity to focus on my goals and really be present with myself, get to understand myself, and really stay 10 toes down in my goals and accomplishing the things that I have set out to accomplish. And
You're like 5.5 toes down, ma'am. 10 toes down may look like complete celibacy, perhaps even complete monk mode.
similar vein, I want to take this break in order to make sure that I'm firmly centered in my energy so that I know that I'm 100% down and willing and able to have any sort of conversation with any man in my life and not have to fear that he might like leave after some sort of uncomfortable conversation. Or even if he does, right, that's just not the end of my life type shit. So now let's talk about my goals moving forward.
She's got daddy
and what
issues.
I will be doing to align with them. So the one thing that I am so absolutely excited to talk about is this Valentine's Day retreat that me and my co-host Trinity will be facilitating in La República Dominicana.
Hold up, let us inspect. Step into a sanctuary of transformation where women will connect, heal, and grow through holistic wellness and spiritual exploration. Of course, this was a money play the entire time. I said in the Dominican Republic, this Galentine retreat centers on love, spiritual growth, and deep connection with a blend of rejuvenating activities over 4 days. Hold on, let's take a look. Of course, she's decentering men to make some time, space, and opportunity for the lovely young ladies centered around her life to not only come up on a bag, but then to also prioritize scissoring. Let's keep going.
Food and like the psychedelics and stimulating the senses is something that I look forward to incorporating into this retreat because whether it's sound, touch, taste,
sensuality.
Yes, sensuality and all
sacral
aspects.
chakra goodness.
Definitely expect some sensual empowerment, opening up that divine feminine channel. I love using mushrooms, using plant-based medicines, marijuana. Talking about herbs, mixing up the herbs. That's why it's called hearts and herbs, because there is a very big implementation on the herbs that we will be using during this retreat. The types of energy from the women that we're going to attract is another thing I'm excited to see. It's really interesting to be put in places with women and just reflect, oh, you went through that too? Like, we're here to love, we're here to accept, we're here to honor our inner child and come together and be the girlhood power dynamic that we always wanted.
It's a 304 retreat.
So yes, the Valentine's Day retreat, I am very excited about it. I feel like this is like the manifestation of like the vibes and the energy that I want in my life and that is so important for so many women to have in their lives, whether they are involved with men or not. I feel like this is going to be such a valuable experience for not only the facilitators, but also, of course, for the people attending the retreat. So I'm
gonna tell you, you got a girlfriend and she wanna go on a Galentine's retreat like that, I'm gonna tell you right now, they gonna turn her completely out. I'm trying to tell you. What's also interesting to me is to look at products or services that women are interested, right? Like this is the sector of the tarot card readings, the palm readings, the astrological signs. We want to manifest everything for our divine feminine spirit. It's just all based off of feelings. Oh, what's that? Numbers? Numbers? What's that? Statistics? Eek! They run from concrete definitions of things like the damn plague. Let's finish up.
so excited. Ticket links are going to be in the bio. Pull up, grab your tickets. Don't miss out on this. You know, money off on the first 3 tickets. So pull up, get your tickets. Don't miss out because you're going to want to be there. If you're not there, you square. So moving on.
I wonder if I can identify as a woman and go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, hey, listen, I am gender fluid. I just want to go down there and see what happens. Huh? Sensational.
That's the next way that I will be moving forward in my life. I will be making a concerted effort to invest more time and energy into queer interactions and relationships. Long story short, I'm outside doing more gay shit. I will also be making more of an effort to spend more quality time with the amazing women that are already in my life. Girls night, girls brunches, girls dinner. I'm here for the girls. There are amazing women in my life and I need to spend more time with them, so that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, I think that I've heard enough. It is amazing to me that the marketing stick, right? Like if you try to break down what this video was essentially doing, right? It's promoting something, right? What is the sticking point promoting? What is going to unite the women based off of what she's talking about. Women that have chosen to go their own way, women that have chosen to decenter men, women who, when thinking about men, have a low-level barometer hate for men, but still want to be in relationships with these very same men. I think one of the things that gets overlooked in our society is that all of us, this is both men and women, have to do everything in their power to not become disgruntled in the dating marketplace today. For men, it's referred to as red pill rage. For women, it's a lot more normalized within the culture to not like men. It's that man versus bear shit. But the difference is that while men get chastised for going their own way or becoming passport bros, for women that believe the same thing as what you do. The trauma here, I think, stems from daddy issues, which has transitioned into an adult entertainment career, and now she is upset with the type of men that are coming at her, and then her response to that is to go hetero celibate. Meanwhile, women, or non-men as she says, that know of her adult entertainment background are going to treat her similar to the men that know her background. So if she was truly trying to improve herself within her life, she might opt for less of a band-aid and more like setting the fracture. But when she describes that, you know, there's a business off of what it is that she's talking about, then it all makes sense. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre Terrorism Reviews at gmail.com. I haven't gone over one of these types of videos in a long time, like women just talking at a camera and just saying shit, decoding what they're saying, whether or not it's good stuff or just bull. But I like it. I think I'm gonna get back into it. Guys, leave me your comments down below. What do you guys think about the content today? And last but not least, guys, join my men's development community. It's absolutely free. Link to it down in the description box down below. And I will see you guys soon. Until next time, YouTube.